Hey, how's it going? It's December 23rd, 2022. This is your Daily Sweet Talk. I've made my position on true crime clear before. I hate it. I hate the obsession over it, and I'll watch a show like Tiger King every now and then, but I hate that true crime is like a genre. That there's this genre exploiting like real tragic things that have happened to people. And part of this trend, this trend, I think the podcast Serial is partially responsible for it. At least, um, it certainly seems that way. I think I've listened to Serial. I've listened to every season, and it's mainly just the first season that people, uh, it the first season is the one that's a true crime podcast. It's about. I'm not going to talk about the actual case because I'm whatever. It's not my. But the second season was about Bo Bergdahl, and the third season was about I think a local justice department or something like that. And they've had a lot of other shows they produced, like S Town, which is another kind of like iffy podcast morally, I guess. Um, but the first season, I mean, whatever. Not whatever, but they like compared to like most true crimes things they like even though they got really involved in this case, it was like respectful enough compared to most true crime things. I think it's weird that it the worst part about Serial, and this is the case with a lot of things like this, is just the response from the general public. That's what made it really bad. People like parodying this podcast about like someone's murder, and like making parodies of it. And I get it because like the and I almost did it myself honestly, of the host's like um podcasting style. It's like there's something like sort of notable and like sort of like easily parodyable about it. Like the host's delivery and stuff. It's like very talk radio host. I think the works for This American Life or something. I don't know. So I mean I get that, but when they're so just it's I think it's fine to parody Serial. I think it's fine, except for when it gets to the point. I've seen too many of these parodies that are just like parodying like specific events about the case that Serial was about in season one. That is messed up to me. That's like you. I don't know. People do not treat this stuff seriously enough. I and I don't think the blame can really fully be put on Serial, but I mean, I don't know why it became such a big obsession. It's an interesting podcast, but it's not something to be like gossiping over. It's not something to be like whatever. I've said my thoughts on true crime before. Whatever. Um, I've Serial has like kind of become the face of true crime in that way. When there's something like the show Only Murders in the Building or other things like that, other like references to true crime podcasts like that, Serial is kind of like the face of that. There's a podcaster in Only Murders in the Building that's like clearly supposed to be based on Sarah Koenig from Serial, and it's like very. No, I don't want to. I'm not gonna try to defend Serial here, whatever. But it's like, um, it's definitely the podcasts on that show are more in like the traditional sort of like the sort of true crime podcasts you'll see everywhere now, which are like not at all respectful or anything. And maybe Serial wasn't either, but like I think it was much more than most of the podcasts you'll see now. Probably because it was one of the early ones in the trend, and it's like public radio type stuff. I don't think that it's not like gossipy type stuff. I don't know. Whatever. That's whatever.